Okay, guys, this is my prediction for UFC 129 GSP versus Shield. Let me first start off by thanking my subscribers. First of all, I'm almost at 400 subscribers. Thank you for commenting on and giving me congratulations on my fight that I just had at Naga. Trying to do another Naga probably if I'm able to make it in April in Chicago. I'm not sure if I separated my shoulder by when I rolled that following Monday, and I tried to catch a guy in a rolling armbar. Well, I did catch him in it, but when I did the rolling armbar, I slammed down on my shoulder and separated it. So it's not that bad of a degree. I think it's like a first degree, separation, but it still takes about 2 to 3 weeks to heal and get it back to 100. And I'm not sure if it's such a smart idea to jump right back into a competition after you're healing from that type of injury. But I don't know. It really depends on how I feel if I'm gonna do it or not. But the main point is thanks guys for taking a look and commenting on it, and I really appreciate the support. So let's first start with first start off UFC 129 predictions. We got Mark Bocek versus Ben Henderson. Henderson is coming off of that Pettis kick, so I'm pretty sure he's going to come back with a vengeance. He's going to have to show someone, this is his, and not only this, but this is his UFC debut. He just has to show someone that his career won't be defined by that Pettis kick, and I think Bocek will be that person. Bocek has really good grappling skills, but Ben Henderson is the all-around better fighter. He's going to be able to keep Bocek, defensive-wise at a distance, keeping the pace going. And I just really think that all in all, Ben Henderson is just a better fighter than Mark Bocek, and I see Ben Henderson going in there and winning by a decision, and winning by the unanimous decision. Let's go to the next fight we have is Randy Couture versus Lyoto Machida. This fight, when it was first announced, I was kind of shocked because I was like, Randy Couture, what does he want to, why would he, want to fight Lyoto Machida? It's a win-win for Lyoto. I mean, not for Lyoto, for Couture, because he beats a young guy who was supposedly unstoppable. And then you have Lyoto, which I don't really see. He gets a win, and he gets back on some type of winning. At least he gets a win back on the win side instead of on this. I think he's on a 2-loss streak. So that's good. But as far as the, type of competitor, Randy Couture is on his way out. I don't know how much legitimacy that you can really say that, I beat a, almost 50-year-old Randy Couture. Yes, Randy Couture for his age is excellent. He can beat, 75% of the guys out there in the world. But, as far as MMA and the top elite, he's nowhere near close. And he knows that. We all know that. But for Lyoto, it's a fight that is really good for his style. Randy Couture is not an up-in-your-face type of guy. He's a wrestler who likes to do dirty boxing, and he likes to do all this other stuff. But he's just not he's not a pressure cooker. He's not one of these guys who's going to press you. He's more of a slow pressure cooker. He wants to grab you and then wrestle you and then pick one shot and then take another shot, get you against the cage and put his elbows, his shoulders into your chest and press you, and then uppercut you once and then grab a leg and then uppercut you again. It's a really slow, methodical type of fighting pace for Randy Couture. He's not, like I said, a pressure cooker. And that fits exactly the style for Lyoto. He loves guys to come at him at that slow pace and for him to pick them apart. And Lyoto's going to use his evasiveness and and all the tools that he has in his tool belt to defeat Randy Couture. And I see Lyoto knocking out Randy in the third round. I see him, swaying away from his takedowns and really catching Couture on the chin with his speed and his power, and really just keeping Couture at bay, because we all know Couture is going for the takedown. We all know Couture is going for grab you and hold you against the cage. It's just that's what's going to happen, because that's his style. Nothing wrong with that style, but that's just his style, and that's that. Then we have Vladimir Mishchenko versus Jason brillz. Jason brillz coming off of that loss that he had with Little Nog. That he had with Little Nog. That some would argue that he won, but he did fairly well for a guy who basically does part-time MMA, and and basically was put to the Sharks, basically thrown in there with the Sharks for a loss. And he came out and he really put it to Little Nog, and now he goes up into a step higher in competition, where he goes against Vladimir Matyshenko. I'm not gonna say a step up, but he goes in there with another wolf, and Vladimir, he's a power guy, a strictly big Russian guy. I mean, not Russian. I don't even know what. I don't even know if he's Russian or not, but he's just a big guy. I mean, a big powerhouse type guy. He goes in there, he's trying to catch you with a strike and knock you straight out. And his wrestling is there. But in this type of fight, I see it's kind of one of those hard fights, because I really didn't. I saw enough of Jason brillz in his wrestling ability and his grappling ability, and really keeping Little Nog, at bay. But I just really feel that he's still going to lose. He's still going to lose to Vladimir. He's just going to get caught with a right hand or get caught with a power punch and just be clean knocked out. And I see that happening in the second round. That's my call on that one. Now let's move on to Jose Aldo versus Mark Hominick. I don't have to explain Jose Aldo. Everyone knows this guy is, pound for pound, probably third in the pound for pound best MMA fighter. This guy is excellent. I mean, his striking ability, his speed, his athleticism, his takedown defense, his ground grappling, it's excellent. Then we have Mark, who is a excellent striker. His ground ability is there, but he's one of these guys who he wants to stand up with Aldo. He's gonna be one of these guys who you haven't seen a striker like me go against Aldo. You're not gonna, and he can't go against a guy like me, because I'm the superb striker. But I hate to burst his bubble, because he's not. He's a great striker. Trust me, he is. He really is. But he's not at the par that Aldo is. Aldo has many tools in his tool belt when it comes to his striking: elbows, kicks, his fists, obviously, and just his athleticism. It will pull him over the edge when it comes to the striking department. When it comes to for Mark Hominick, I mean, his speed and his power is just going to catch Mark Hominick, off guard. Yeah, he made those first rounds. He may be able to hang with him a little bit, but as those second rounds come, third round, fourth round, fifth round, I don't think he's going to be able to hold on, and he's just going to fall off, and he's going to get caught, and he's going to get broken apart like everyone else has with Jose Aldo. And I see that happening in the fourth round. Fourth round, he's going to win by TKO. Okay, now we have the main event, GSP versus Jake Shields. I mean, GSP, you know, arguably #1 best pound for pound fighter in MMA, period. His wrestling is excellent. I mean, he could probably compete for the Olympic wrestling team if he chose to. I mean, his wrestling is at least is by 100% the best wrestling in MMA. His striking ability, yes, it may not be the best striking ability, but what I love about GSP's striking ability is he takes the fundamentals of boxing and he uses them to his advantage. We saw that with Josh Koscheck. The jab. Everyone knows that in boxing, if the fundamental of boxing is your jab, use it for distance, use it for your distancing, use it for range, all types of stuff, and you can just tear somebody apart with a jab. It stops people from shooting in on you. It stops people from throwing, just coming in on it, and then once you swell somebody's eye up, then you can throw in the jab cross and all types of combinations, and that's what GSP does. He takes the fundamentals, and he doesn't go anywhere else until he learns that fundamental, and he destroys somebody, and then he'll add on to it, and then add on to it. And a lot of guys don't do that. They jump in and want to be Mike Tyson. They want to jump in and don't want to take the slow, methodical pace that GSP takes to win a fight. They want to go in there and be Mike Tyson and knock someone out with brute power. And what people don't understand is that Mike Tyson is Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson learned the jab before he learned anything else. He just didn't go in there throwing uppercuts and everything else. But that's another topic. But anyway, GSP, his defense, his wrestling defense, his takedown defense, his grappling defense, his ground ability is great too. Then we have Jake Shields, who is primarily a grappler. This guy is excellent grappler. I mean, that's just pretty much all I can say about him. I mean, his grappling is just superb. His takedown, his wrestling is great. I mean, he handled his own and destroyed Dan Henderson as far as his wrestling and his wrestling abilities and everything else. Then we have his striking ability, which is low. His striking ability it's almost like he had pillows on his hands. He has no power whatsoever when it comes to his striking ability, and he almost got knocked out by Dan Henderson. He couldn't stand up with his last opponent, Mark Campman. I mean, his striking ability is not there, guys. So in this fight, I see GSP really just doing what he does best and doing something different, unexpected, catching Shields, with his stand-up kicks and just doing a whole bunch of striking abilities to really push Jake into, I want to go for a takedown. All I need is a takedown. That's the only thing I can do is go for a takedown. Takedown. And then get caught with a knee, get caught with something because he's so desperate for that takedown. And that's my view. That's my prediction of what's going to happen in this fight. So we have GSP. I'm going to say GSP wins 4th round TKO. He's going to knock Jake Shields out. And that's my prediction for UFC 129, guys. If you like my video, please rate, comment, and subscribe as usual. And I'll see you guys next time on the review of UFC 129.